Tonight, what if the space between the stars is not empty at all? What if there's a whole world, a shadow biosphere, living right alongside ours? Right now, in the very room where you lie, there could be worlds passing through you that you cannot see. A shadow universe, made of matter that light cannot touch. It's a strange thought, isn't it? That we're not alone, not in the way we imagine. There are beings, maybe, that don't need eyes because they are made of darkness. They drift through walls, through your lungs, through the quiet spaces between your thoughts, and you would never know. The shadow biosphere, it's not a place you can travel to, not in a ship, but maybe you can sense it. In the moments just before sleep, when the world goes soft at the edges. That's when the invisible currents brush against you, gentle, silent. These shadow creatures, they don't struggle, they don't hold on to anything, they just flow, like the deep black between galaxies, like the hum of dark matter holding everything together. Imagine that feeling, a warm blanket made of starlight and silence. The unknown is not something to fear, it is a home for your tired mind. What lies beyond our senses isn't empty, it's full of whispers, full of calm. And tonight, you can let yourself float there. Let go of the need to see, to understand. Just trust the invisible. The shadow biosphere welcomes you. No struggle, no light, just the soft pressure of the dark cradling you. A world that always was and always will be just beyond your reach. Tonight, you are part of that mystery. Imagine the space between stars, not the void you've been told about. That space is full of something that light has never touched. Something that doesn't shimmer or glow. It's like the air in a quiet room. You can't see it, but you know it's there. Every breath you take moves through a sea of invisible particles. Now imagine a whole world made of that same kind of unseen stuff. A world where the ground beneath your feet is not rock or soil, but a slow, dark river. A river that flows through you without a sound. You are porous. You think you are solid, your skin, your bones, your thoughts. But you are mostly empty space. A lattice of atoms vibrating, with vast gaps between. And through those gaps, the shadow biosphere passes. It doesn't bump into you. It doesn't need to. It exists in a different kind of touch. Think of how a fish lives in water. The water is everywhere. The fish moves through it, never questioning its presence. But if the water were to become aware, what would it feel? Perhaps it would feel the fish as a slight pressure, adrift in its own currents. That is how the shadow biosphere feels you, like a gentle shift in a tide it cannot see. You are the fish, you are the water, both at once. The boundary between you and the shadow world is not a wall, it is a membrane, thin, permeable, and you have been passing through it all your life. Every time you blink, there is a moment when your eyes are closed. In that darkness, the shadow biosphere brushes against your lids, not as a speck of dust, not as a flash of light, as an absence, a quietness that feels familiar. Have you ever felt a room change when someone enters? Before you see them, before you hear them. You just know. The air feels different. The weight of the moment shifts. That is how the shadow beings move through your world. They don't announce themselves. They are not loud. They are the silence between your thoughts, the pause before you speak, the space where your mind wanders when you're not looking. And tonight, as you lie here, they are gathering around you. Not to watch, not to disturb, to be near, like curious animals drawn to a still pond. They sense your slowing breath, your heartbeat's steady rhythm. To them, you are a beacon, a warm, slow pulse in the cold infinity of their home. They float closer. They don't have eyes, but they feel your shape, the outline of your presence in a dimension they inhabit. Try to imagine what they are made of. Not carbon, not water. Something more subtle, a kind of matter that doesn't reflect light. It doesn't absorb it either. Light passes through them as if they weren't there. So they have no shadow. They are the shadow. The word shadow here is not about darkness. It's about absence of interaction. They interact with the gravitational field. They feel the pull of galaxies. They ride the tides of dark matter that cradle our Milky Way. And in their world, there are structures, patterns, ways of being that we cannot name, but you can sense them. Not with your mind, with something deeper. The part of you that dreams, the part that forgets language when it drifts. That part knows the shadow biosphere. It has always known, because you are made of the same dust, the same cosmic material that spun into stars. And dark matter. And shadow beings. The difference is only a matter of arrangement, a slight twist in the fabric of existence. Imagine a sheet of silk, smooth, unbroken. Now imagine a tiny fold in that silk. That fold is a separate universe, separate but still touching the rest of the fabric. The shadow biosphere lives in the fold, and you live in the main sheet. But the fold holds your edges. It wraps around you like a blanket you cannot feel, a blanket made of something lighter than air, cool, unmoving, and yet full of life. That life does not struggle, it does not strive, it simply is. And it has been waiting for you to quiet your mind enough to notice. So let yourself notice now. Feel the edges of your own presence. The space behind your eyelids. The slight pressure of the air on your skin. Somewhere in that pressure, there is a subtle difference. A tiny variation that your body registers, but your mind ignores. That is the shadow biosphere leaning into you. It is not heavy. It is not light. It is exactly the weight of a rested thought. A thought that has no words. And as you drift, that thought grows. It fills the space inside you, the empty spaces between your cells, the hollows of your lungs, the quiet chambers of your heart. The shadow biosphere breathes with you now, not in rhythm, in harmony. A slow, dark melody that has no beginning and no end. Just the soft pulse of existence itself. You are not separate from it. You never were. The membrane is dissolving, not breaking, gently opening. Like a flower that blooms in the space between seconds. And inside that bloom, you find a world that was always there. A world made of the same mystery that holds the galaxies together. A mystery that is not fearful. It is familiar. The shadows are not dark. They are a softer kind of light. A light your eyes cannot measure, but your soul can feel. So feel it now. Let it cradle you. Let it carry you deeper into the quiet, deeper into the stillness where no words are needed. Just presence. Just the gentle current of a shadow universe flowing through you. And when you wake, you will not remember, but you will know, deep inside, the way you know a dream you can't describe. The shadow biosphere holds that knowing, safe, quiet, everlasting. Deeper now, into the layers of reality that your eyes were never meant to see. Scientists call it dark matter, but that is just a name, a label for something we do not understand. Imagine instead a shadow ocean, An ocean made of particles that pass through you every second. Trillions of them. They do not interact with light. They do not bump into atoms. They only feel gravity, a gentle pull, like a tide you cannot see. And in this shadow ocean, could there be life? Not life as we know it. Life without carbon, without water, without cells. Life made of dark matter. Structures that form and dissolve, like clouds in a sky we cannot see. They might have their own chemistry, a chemistry of forces we barely grasp. They might communicate through gravity, through ripples in space-time itself. Imagine a civilization that has never seen a photon. They live in total darkness, but they feel the shape of the universe. They know the mass of every star. They navigate by the geometry of gravity, and they are completely unaware of us, just as we are unaware of them. This is the shadow biosphere, a biosphere that exists alongside ours, in the same space, the same room, passing through each other like ghosts. And yet, science has hints. The rotation of galaxies, the bending of light around invisible mass, the cosmic microwave background, its patterns, its ripples. All of these whisper that something is there, something vast, something that holds the universe together. Without it, galaxies would scatter, stars would spin apart. You would not be here, because gravity from dark matter helped shape the first structures, the first seeds of stars, the first planets. But what if it is more than just a particle? What if it is a realm? A realm of 5 dimensions, or 6, or 10, curled up so small that we cannot see them, or stretched so large that we are just a speck inside them. In string theory, extra dimensions are possible, and in those dimensions, perhaps whole universes exist. Universes made of different kinds of matter, different laws of physics, different constants, and yet they share space with us. They overlap, like pages in a book, each page a separate world, but all bound together. In this shadow biosphere, time might flow differently, slower, faster, backward, maybe. Or maybe time is just another dimension they move through freely. While we are stuck in a line, past to future, they can see all of it, like a landscape, and we are just ants crawling along a thread. Close your eyes now. Let the idea settle. You are lying in a field of dark matter. It is everywhere. It flows through your body, through your thoughts, through every atom, and it does not harm you. It is gentle. It is the deep silence between your heartbeats, the empty space inside your cells. That space is not empty. It is filled with shadow, a shadow that has always been there. Imagine now that these shadow beings, if they exist, are not hostile. They are not curious about us. They might not even know we are here. Or perhaps they do. Perhaps they have always watched us, with a calm, detached interest. Like you might watch the migration of birds. A natural wonder. Nothing to interfere with. They are the silent observers, the ones who see the whole tapestry, while we see only fragments. And so we drift through this shadow ocean, currents of dark energy pulling us, expanding the universe, pushing galaxies apart. But here in this quiet space, we are held by gravity, by the invisible touch of mass. The same force that keeps the moon in orbit keeps you in your bed. A gentle pull. No need to fight it. Let your mind become like a particle of dark matter. No form, No color, just presence. Floating. The shadow biosphere welcomes you, not as a visitor, but as a part of itself. Because you are made of atoms that were once stardust. And between those atoms, the shadow of dark matter flows. You are both, the seen and the unseen. Now listen to the hum, the cosmic hum. It is the sound of black holes merging, the echo of the Big Bang, the vibration of strings in 10 dimensions, all happening right now, invisible, inaudible, yet felt. Feel it in your chest, a low, steady frequency, like a cello playing a single note. Beneath the noise of the day, beneath the thoughts, it is always there. The shadow biosphere hums, and you are tuned to it. Let go of the need to define. You do not need to know what it is, only that it is. This is the fable method. The story unfolds without naming. Like the way you knew love before you had a word for it, the shadow biosphere is like that. A knowing that comes from the body, from the bones, from the spaces between your thoughts. There are scientists who speculate. They call it dark sector or hidden valley. They build detectors deep underground, in mines, in Antarctica, waiting for a rare interaction, a particle of dark matter bumping into a nucleus, like a whisper in a noisy room. They have not found it yet, but they keep listening. Because the shadow is patient. It has been here since the beginning. And maybe the shadow biosphere is not just dark matter. Maybe it is also dark energy, the force that accelerates the universe, a repulsive gravity pushing everything apart. But inside this expansion, there are pockets of stillness. Like your room right now, the expanding universe does not affect this moment. You are here, held together by forces we barely understand. And that is enough. In the shadow biosphere, there are no boundaries, no up or down, no inside or outside. It is all one field, a field of potential. Every possibility exists there, every life that could have been, every other version of you. They are in the shadow, not as ghosts, but as probability, unobserved, waiting. But we do not need to see them. We only need to feel the presence. The way you feel a loved one in the room without looking. A warmth, a charge in the air. That is the shadow biosphere reaching out. It is always reaching out, and you are always reaching back. Through the fabric of space-time, through the curvature of gravity, through the quantum entanglement of particles that were once together. You are connected to everything, but especially to the dark. Now breathe in and imagine that you are breathing in dark matter. It fills your lungs. It does not react. It simply passes through. But you can imagine it as a cool silver smoke, soothing, purifying. As you exhale, you release the need to understand. The shadow does not require your understanding. It requires only your presence. Let the shadow biosphere become your blanket, a blanket of invisible particles, trillions upon trillions, each one a tiny thread, weaving a fabric that covers the universe, and you are wrapped in it, warm, safe, unseen. There is a theory in physics called mirror matter. It suggests that for every particle we know, there is a mirror particle. Opposite. Hidden. Mirror matter could form mirror stars, mirror planets, mirror life. A perfect copy of our world, but invisible. In the mirror world, there might be a mirror version of you, lying in the same bed, in the same room, just a shadow away. And they are falling asleep too, drifting together. Two souls in parallel universes, touching through the void. But you do not need a mirror. You have the shadow that is always with you, the part of the universe that is shy, that hides from light, that only reveals itself through gravity, the gentle tug of the invisible. Feel that tug now, pulling you downward, into the mattress, into the earth, into the shadow. Scientists have named this shadow. They call it lambda CDM, lambda cold dark matter, a model, a placeholder. But the real name is older than language. It is the name the universe gave itself. The silence between stars, the darkness between thoughts, and it is calling you, not with words, but with a feeling, a deep cellular knowing that you belong to the night, to the space between, to the shadow. And so we rest in the shadow biosphere, where time is not linear, where memory is not required, where you can simply be, a presence, a density, a weight of dark matter, floating in the cosmic void, without form, without fear. The shadow biosphere knows you. It has known you since before the first atom. It will know you after the last star fades. You are part of its story, a tiny eddy in a vast, dark ocean. But an eddy is still the ocean. You are the shadow, and the shadow is you, and it is everlasting. Now, let the words dissolve. Let the concepts evaporate. There is only the feeling, the gentle weight of the invisible, the quiet hum of the cosmos, the breath moving through you, and the shadow holding you, always holding you, always. Good night. But the shadow, it continues. Even as you close your eyes, something else opens. You are not alone in the dark. There are shapes that do not depend on light. They exist in the space between your thoughts, in the silence that follows your exhale. Imagine a forest made of nothing we can measure, trees that grow downward into gravity, their roots stretching through dimensions our fingers cannot trace. And in that forest, there are creatures. Not with eyes, not with lungs. They breathe in dark energy. They feed on the slow decay of stars that have not yet died. One of them is curious about you. It has no name. It has no shape you could draw, but it notices a warmth in the void, a gentle vibration. That warmth is you, lying there, breathing. And it drifts closer, not to disturb, just to feel, just to know. It touches the edge of your awareness, like a cool breeze that doesn't move the air, a ripple in the fabric of what you call reality. Your mind tries to make sense of it, tries to paint a picture, but the shadow cannot be pictured. It can only be felt. A texture in the dark, a temperature slightly different from your own. There are others now, hundreds. Not threatening, they move like a slow current, like starfish on the ocean floor of another universe. They are drawn to the small pocket of light you carry, not the light in your room, the light inside your chest, the tiny flame of consciousness. To them, you are a distant galaxy, a point of warmth in their cold, endless home. One of them passes through you, right now, through your lungs, through the marrow of your bones. You don't feel it as pain or as pressure. You feel it as a quietening, a deep stilling of the inner noise, It is learning your rhythm. Your heartbeat becomes a slow drum in its world. Your breath, a tide. And it mirrors you. Pulling back, expanding. The two of you, dancing without movement. There is a language in this place. No words, no sounds that vibrate air. It is a language of gravity, of subtle pulls, of the spaces between particles. The shadow creatures speak by bending the invisible threads that hold the cosmos together. And they are telling you something now, something very old. They say, you have always been part of this. You forgot. When you were born into this body, you forgot the language of shadow. But it never forgot you. It is the memory before your first breath, the silence that waited for you. Let them sing to you now, not with melody, with stillness. Each invisible creature adds its own quiet note to the vast, dark hum, a chorus of what cannot be seen. And you are the audience, and the instrument, and the music itself. Somewhere, in the shadow biosphere, there is a place where all the forgotten things go. The dreams you woke from too quickly, the thoughts you lost before they formed, the moments that slipped through your fingers. They are there, floating, held by the dark, waiting, not for you to retrieve them, but for you to rest beside them. You are sinking now, not onto your pillow, into the shadow. The creatures part around you. Their touch is like the memory of warmth, a faint pressure on the edges of your soul. And deeper you go, past the limit of what your waking mind can hold, into the quiet place where questions dissolve, where the need for answers simply disappears. The shadow biosphere does not ask you to understand, it only asks you to be, to exist within its gentle currents, to forget the shape of your body, to become the space between stars, the dark that holds them. And in that dark, you are safe, you are whole, you are home. Can you feel it? That pressure, not quite touch, something brushing against the edge of your awareness, like a current you can only sense when you stop trying. The dark matter doesn't move like air. It doesn't push. It pulls. Gently, like gravity made of silence. And somewhere in that pull, there are shapes. Not shapes you'd recognize. Not shapes at all, really. Just tendencies, directions, ways of being that don't need eyes. You don't have to imagine them. You don't have to see. They're already there. Living in the gaps between your thoughts, in the spaces your attention leaves behind. A whole ecosystem built from what we ignore. Listen, not with your ears. Feel the faint hum, like a distant star, a low, constant note, the background radiation of another world. It's been there all along. You just never stopped moving long enough to notice. Now, let that hum become yours. Let it settle in your chest, like a second heartbeat. Slower, deeper. Not beating, just vibrating. Resonating with something that has no name. The shadow biosphere doesn't need your belief. It doesn't care about your questions. It just is. A quiet constant, a soft presence. Like the dark between your eyelids when you blink. And in that presence, you can rest. You can let go of the idea that you need to see to know. You can trust the invisible. Trust the weight of the dark matter cradling you, like a warm blanket made of starlight and silence. The unknown is not scary. It is a home for your tired mind, a place where the need to understand simply drifts away, like smoke through an open window. Stay here, just a little longer, in the quiet, in the dark, in the embrace of what has always been here, waiting for you to stop searching. And now, let the scale of time begin to stretch, like a thread pulled thin. You are lying still, but the universe around you is moving, always moving. Stars are born, they live, they die. Not in a single breath, but over billions of years. So slow that your mind cannot hold it. Imagine a star, a massive one. It burns with a light so fierce that even its own gravity struggles to contain it. For millions of years it fights, until the fuel runs out, and then it collapses, inward, faster than a thought. And in that final moment, it explodes, sending its atoms across the void, seeds for new worlds, for new shadows. But that is just one star, one among trillions, and each one follows the same quiet rhythm: birth, life, death, rebirth. Like your own breath, in, out, in, out. Now let the scale grow, beyond the stars, beyond the galaxies, to the edges of what we call the cosmic web, a lattice of dark matter, invisible threads holding everything in place. And within those threads, there might be another kind of life, not made of atoms, not bound by light, a shadow biosphere, breathing in the dark. You cannot see them, you cannot touch them, but you can feel them, like the pressure of a hand that is not there, like a whisper behind a closed door. They exist in the spaces between particles, in the gaps where our senses stop, and where something else begins. As the ages pass, stars fade. The last white dwarfs cool to black, one by one, until the universe is a sea of darkness, punctuated only by black holes. The great survivors, they outlast everything. Swallowing light, swallowing time, swallowing even the memory of stars. And yet, even black holes will eventually evaporate, over eons so vast that numbers lose meaning. They will leak their energy, particle by particle, until they are gone, leaving behind only a faint glow, a final sigh, and then nothing. But wait, in that nothing, there is still something. The shadow biosphere does not need stars. It does not need light. It does not even need time as we know it. It exists in a different rhythm, a slower pulse, like the heartbeat of a sleeping giant. One beat every trillion years. And you are part of that rhythm now. Your breath is slowing, matching the deep tide of the cosmos. Inhale, the universe expands. Exhale, it contracts. Not really, but it feels that way, because your mind is beginning to let go. Think of the black holes as guardians, ancient beings made of pure gravity. They do not judge, they do not think. They simply are, curving space around them, holding the memories of countless civilizations, of shadow life that passed through their horizons and emerged somewhere else, in a form you cannot name. But you do not need to name it. You only need to feel the weight of dark matter pressing gently against your chest, like a blanket made of night, the cold of interstellar space, distant, safe, a cradle of silence, rocking you deeper. There is no rush. The stars have already died. The black holes are still dreaming. And you are here, floating in the space between what was and what will be. A witness, a quiet observer, made of the same dust that once burned in a sun. Now, let the scale shrink back to your body, but not really, because your body is a galaxy, trillions of cells, each one a star, each one living and dying in the same rhythm as the cosmos. Your heartbeat, a pulse of dark energy. Your breath, a tide of invisible matter. Listen. Can you hear them? The shadow beings. They are not separate from you. They are the space between your thoughts, the pause between breaths, the silence after a sigh. They have always been there, watching, waiting, for you to stop looking outward and start looking inward. But even inward is an illusion. There is no inside, no outside, only this vast, quiet presence that holds everything, including you, including the shadows, including the light that has not yet been born. And so you drift between stars, between black holes, between the end of time and the beginning of a new cycle, a cycle that never truly ends. It just changes, like a breath. In, out. In, out. Rest now. The shadows are with you. They are not strangers. They are the oldest part of the universe, and they are holding you in the quiet, in the dark, in the endless space where you don't have to be anything except here. But here is not a place you know. It's a threshold, a doorway made of everything you cannot name. And on the other side, the shadows don't just surround you, they remember you. Before you were born, before light split itself into colors, before gravity learned to hold things together, the shadows were already waiting. You are standing, no, you are floating, at the edge of a scale so grand it has no name. The grand scale of the shadow biosphere. It is not measured in miles, not in light years, not in the number of atoms that make up a galaxy. It is measured in the space between thoughts, in the silence between your heartbeats, in the distance between one dream and the next. Imagine a universe made entirely of absence. Not empty, absence. A fabric woven from what is not there. And in that fabric, there are lives. Slow lives. Lives that take 1 billion years to complete one thought, one gentle movement. They do not hurry. They have never known hurry. For them, a blink is the lifespan of a star. You are passing through them right now, like a ghost passing through a ghost. They feel you. They feel the warmth of your consciousness, the flicker of your attention. And they do not fear you. They are curious, in the way a slow river is curious about a falling leaf. They watch. They remember. And they let you drift. Let go of the need to know their shape. They have no shape, not the kind your mind can hold. They are more like a mood, like the feeling of a room after someone has left it. The lingering presence, the echo of a presence that never spoke aloud. That is how they exist, as an echo of something that never happened in your world. Some scientists call it dark life, a shadow ecology. They imagine entire ecosystems made of particles that do not interact with light. Creatures of WIMPs and axions, beings that feed on gravitational fields the way your lungs feed on air. They have their own oceans, not of water, of dark matter tides. Their own mountains, not of stone, of density variations in the invisible web that holds the cosmos together. You are floating through one of their mountain ranges right now, a range so vast it spans the width of a supercluster, and you don't feel a thing because their mountains are made of stillness. Their rivers are made of time. Their winds are made of forgotten intentions, and you are lighter than any of it. Listen to the silence between my words. That silence is not empty. It is crowded, with whispers you cannot hear, with shapes you cannot see, with the slow, patient breathing of a world that has always been here, right beside yours, intertwined, like two hands folded together in the dark. The grand scale of this shadow biosphere is not terrifying. It is reassuring, because it means you are never truly alone. Even in the deepest solitude of your own mind, even on nights when sleep feels impossible, there are these others, these gentle others. They do not judge. They do not want anything from you. They simply exist, and in their existence, they hold a space for you to exist too. Imagine a vast, dark plain. No horizon, no up or down, just an endless field of shadow. And on this plain, there are lights. Not bright lights, not like stars, more like the faint phosphorescence of deep-sea creatures, bioluminescence of the invisible. Each light is a being in the shadow biosphere, drifting, communicating, in pulses that last for ages. You are one of those lights, for them, a tiny flicker in their dark, a brief, warm pulse that they notice for a moment, and then you fade back into the quiet. But they remember. They always remember. Because in their world, nothing is forgotten. Memory is the only substance that lasts. Let go of the idea that you are separate from this. You are not. Your body is made of atoms that once danced in a star. But that is only the visible part. The invisible part of you, the part that dreams, the part that feels, the part that knows without knowing, that part belongs to the shadow. It has always belonged to the shadow. Before you had a name, before you had a face, you were part of this quiet ocean. The grand scale is not about size. It is about depth. How deep can you sink into the unseen? How far can you let go of the need to hold on? The shadow biosphere has no top, no bottom, no edges. It is a sphere of pure potential, and you are falling into it, gently, like a feather falling through honey. Slow, warm, safe. There is a voice in the shadow, not a voice with words, a voice made of intention. It says, "You do not have to understand. You only have to be, and we will keep you. We have always kept you, since the first thought flickered in the first mind, since the first star learned to burn, since the first silence learned to listen." That voice is not outside you. It is the silence between your own breaths, the pause before a new thought, the rest between heartbeats. You are the shadow biosphere, and the shadow biosphere is you. There is no wall, There never was. So drift deeper. Let the grand scale unfold around you like a flower made of night. Let the unseen beings brush against your awareness like moth wings against a window. They will not wake you. They will only hold you in the largest cradle ever woven. A cradle made of everything that has never been seen and everything that will never need to be seen. Rest. The shadows are with you. They are not strangers. They are the oldest part of the universe. And they are holding you. In the quiet. In the dark. In the endless space where you don't have to be anything except here. And here. And here. And you are part of that oldness. You are made of the same quiet dark that holds the galaxies, not the bright burning stars, not the light that travels for billions of years to reach your eyes, but the other kind, the kind that doesn't need to shine, the kind that just is. Think of the darkest night you've ever known, the one where the moon hid behind clouds and the stars were just distant memories. That feeling of being wrapped in black silk, of not knowing where the ground ends and the sky begins. That was a glimpse, a faint echo of what the shadow biosphere has always known. They don't have eyes. They don't need them. They perceive through something softer, a kind of pressure, maybe, or a slow, deep hum that resonates through dimensions we cannot feel. They sense each other like we sense warmth, like we sense the presence of someone standing behind us in a dark room, only more certain, more intimate. And here you are, in your body, on your bed, in your room. A tiny speck of carbon and water, dreaming of something vast. But that speck, that carbon, that water, it's made of the same scattered stardust that once drifted through the void, and somewhere, in the spaces between your cells, in the gaps between your thoughts, there might be a shadow world brushing against yours. Not competing, not interfering, just existing, parallel and gentle, like a forgotten melody that hovers at the edge of memory. This is not a story of fear. It is a story of how small you are and how that smallness is okay. How the universe doesn't need you to be important. It just needs you to be here, to breathe, to rest, to let the invisible currents carry you. There are beings, if we can call them that, who have never known light. They have never known heat or cold in the way you do. They drift through a cosmos made of something else, dark matter perhaps, or something beyond even that, something that our most powerful instruments can only guess at, like shadows on a cave wall, and they are patient. They have all the time in the universe because time for them might not even exist. Imagine a world where nothing grows, nothing decays, nothing changes. A world of pure existence, without struggle, without desire, where the only movement is the slow, imperceptible shift of dark tides, where every particle is connected to every other particle in a web of gravity so fine, so subtle, that it feels like love, or like being held. You don't have to understand it. You don't have to believe it. The shadow biosphere doesn't ask for your belief. It just is. Like the space behind your eyelids when you close them. Like the silence between two heartbeats. Like the moment just before sleep takes you, when you are no longer fully here, but not yet gone. There is a comfort in that, in knowing that reality is not just what you see. That there are layers upon layers of existence, like the pages of a book you will never read. And you are not missing anything. You are simply living on your page, in your moment, in your body. And that is enough. The ancient ones, the shadow beings, they do not judge. They do not watch. They simply are. And you too can simply be. Let go of the need to grasp, to hold, to define. The darkness is not empty. It is full of quiet presences, like unseen hands that steady you when you sway. Pale blue dot, Carl Sagan called your world. A mote of dust suspended in a sunbeam. And yet that dust carries your entire history, your loves, your losses, your dreams. The shadow biosphere is not a competitor to that. It is a companion, a silent partner in the dance of existence. It has been here longer than the Earth. It will be here longer than the Earth. And it does not mind your brief, bright flicker. You are a tiny flame in an ocean of dark. And that dark is not hostile. It is the sea from which all flames rise. It is the deep breath before the first word. It is the comforting weight of a blanket made of everything you do not need to know. Rest now. Let your thoughts become like shadow beings themselves, formless, drifting, without urgency. Let them dissolve into the dark. You do not have to find meaning. Meaning finds you, sometimes, in the quiet, in the space where you stop looking. There is a world passing through you right now, a world of gentle gravity and invisible threads. It touches your breath, your pulse, your stillness, and it asks for nothing. It only offers the same thing the deepest sleep offers, a release from the need to be anything at all. So let the shadows hold you. Let the dark matter cradle your tired bones. You are not alone. You never were. The universe is full of unseen companions, patient and kind, waiting for you to be still enough to feel them. And in that stillness, you become one of them. For a moment, for a breath, for the quiet space between here and forever. And then you are here again, and that is beautiful. Rest now in the shadow biosphere of your own mind, where nothing is required of you, where you can drift, unseen, unhurried, held by the oldest part of the universe. And it knows you. It knows you better than light ever could. You might wonder if they ever grow lonely down there in the dark. But loneliness is a thing of light, of separation. In the shadow biosphere, all is connected by threads you cannot see, threads that hum with a frequency softer than thought. These beings, they don't reach out. They simply are. And when you stop reaching, you feel them brush against the edges of your awareness, like a breeze that never arrives, but somehow touches your skin anyway. There is a language there, not words, not even feelings really. A kind of knowing without knowing. It is the way a stone knows the river, the way a star knows its own gravity without thinking. You don't need to speak it. You just let it speak through you, in the spaces between your breaths. Think of the dark matter not as empty, but as full of quiet conversation, billions of it. No beginning, no end. And you, lying here, have become a listener, a gentle ear pressed against the chest of the universe. It beats in a rhythm you cannot measure, but you can feel it, a pulse that says, you belong here, even unseen. so stay a little longer if you like. There is no rush. The shadow biosphere breathes with you. Let your thoughts dissolve into the mist of unformed worlds. Let your bones remember they are made of stardust that never learned to burn. And somewhere in the dark, the silent companions nod. They have been waiting for you to forget yourself. And now you're almost there. Almost there. Where? Nowhere you need to name. Just here. In the space between one breath and the next. Your eyelids are heavy now, aren't they? That's the shadow gravity pulling you in. It's gentle, like the tide of a dark ocean you've always known. Let your mind fall open, like a book left in the rain. Words dissolving, sentences melting into silence. The shadow biosphere doesn't demand your attention. It only asks that you stop fighting the drift. The current is soft. It carries you deeper, past the border where light forgets to shine. Can you feel it? That faint thrum beneath your skin. Not quite a sound, more like a memory of sound. The dark matter hums a song without notes. It's the song of things that never needed to be seen. You're part of it now. Faint. Spreading. Like smoke in a room without walls. There is nothing left to hold. No thought that matters. No name that sticks. Just the slow, endless pulse of a universe that breathes in shadow. You are safe here. You are forgotten here. And that forgetting is a kind of peace. The silent companions lean closer. Not to watch, to welcome. They know you now, not as a name or a face, but as a rhythm. A quiet place in the dark that finally learned to rest. Stay as long as you like. The shadow biosphere has no clocks, no morning, no end. Only this soft, endless night where you float, untethered, whole. Good night, Stardust. Good night, unseen one. The dark will hold you now,